guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about some easy tips and tricks to use when shopping both online and in store. I find that these tips kind of help me stay on track and make sure my closet doesn't get super cluttered with stuff I don't need. And yeah, it just overall helps me shop better and shop smarter. So if you want to see how I do that, just keep on watching. So the first tip I have for you guys is to buy staple pieces. Staple pieces are pieces that you can style with pretty much anything, and they would go with, you know, a lot of your items. And an example of that would be this plain white t-shirt. Although it seems super plain, super simple, you can actually style this with many different, items with many other colors, and you can wear this pretty much in any season. So that would be an example of a staple piece. And when I shop, I like to buy a lot of staple pieces that I can either dress up or dress down in the future. I actually have a series that I'm going to be starting soon. It would just include like how to style one piece in many different ways, and I actually have a few episodes coming up, so stay tuned for that. But another staple piece that I really do like is just a simple black tank top. Like I said before, staple pieces you can always wear with pretty much anything, with pretty much any other colors, and you can dress them up and down, which would be really helpful because pretty much no matter where you're going, you can always have an outfit ready and you only need a few items. So definitely buy staple pieces. There's a lot more examples of staple pieces, but these are just the ones I have lying around right now. So tip number 2 is just to buy colors that you like, but also stick to colors that you can wear with many other colors, such as black or white. I find that black and white are very easy to style. They look good on every skin tone. They look good with basically every other color, and that would be my biggest advice. I have a lot of black and white clothes in my closet, and if I do want to add a little bit of color, I would usually do it through an accessory or something like that. But black and white pieces definitely, I feel like, are an essential part of your closet because you can style them with a lot of different things, and they look good and are classy colors that I feel like are never going to go out of style. But if you personally like wearing colors, then I would just suggest wearing colors that you like. So if you really like the color yellow, for example, then by all means buy yellow. And it is a little bit trickier to style colors, but it's not impossible, so I'll probably have a video for that too in the future. But my second advice for now would just be to buy colors that you can easily style, such as black or white. So this one is probably a super common sense one, and you guys are probably going to be like, why did she even include that? But I do feel like it's worth saying. I think finding your own style is super important when it comes to shopping. Figuring out what you like and what looks good on you is a very crucial step when it comes to fashion. A lot of trends come and go, but ultimately you don't want to buy something just because a celebrity was wearing it, or just because you saw it online, because a lot of the time not every single trend is gonna look good on every single person. So figuring out what you like, what looks good, is very important. And then once you figure out your style, just kind of sticking to it. With that being said, I will say that I think sometimes it is okay to branch out. If you do see a trend, you should try it out if you like it. But there's a thin line. I feel like you shouldn't always just kind of buy what you see online and kind of go with every trend, because the truth is you're not going to like every trend. So just kind of knowing yourself, knowing your style is the key to not only shopping better, but just having a better wardrobe and a better outlook on yourself and your style. This is also kind of like a common sense one, but I think that when you're shopping, you should always just stick to your gut. This kind of goes back to tip number 3, where stick with your own style, but also stick with your gut. For example, if you're trying on clothes in a store and you really like how it looks in the store, then by all means you should like it. But if you're trying it on and if you're not sure, if you don't think it looks the most flattering, don't tell yourself that, oh, I I can fix that later, or oh, like, oh, it'll work out, like maybe it's just how it looks right now, but it'll get better. Because chances are, if you don't like it in the store, you're not gonna like it at home, and you're not gonna end up wearing it, and that leads to a lot of, you know, it just leads to your closet being cluttered. It just leads to, you know, you having all this extra clothes that you don't need, and it most importantly leads to you spending your money on items you're not even gonna wear. So to avoid that, I guess just kind of stick with your gut, and if you don't like it, don't buy it. You know what I mean? I feel like you should like it 100% before you purchase something, because why, you know, if you don't like it 100%, why would you even buy it? You know what I mean? And another point that I want to make with the sticking to your gut tip is if you're trying on something and you feel like it's overpriced, or if you really like something but it just doesn't, if the quality doesn't seem good, or again, if it just seems overpriced, then it probably is. So you should probably just kind of like set it down, take a step back and say, can I find this item anywhere else for cheaper? And if you can, then I think you should. If something seems overpriced, there's no reason why you should buy it. If you can get it in the same style and the same quality for less, then obviously that's the better way to go, because, you know, the goal is not to like break your bank every single time you go shopping. You know, if you want to buy something, just make sure that the price is right on it. If you're only going in a store and you know you need like black jeans or something, then just go in, try to find black jeans. The best way to avoid even looking at other items or wasting your time is to just like find an associate, just tell them, hey, you know, I'm looking for black jeans, can you show me where they are? They'll show you where they are. If you like them, you know, try them on, whatever. If you don't, you can just go to the next store. That avoids, you know, not only wasting your time, but you also avoid spending money on unnecessary items, because I know we've all been there where you're like, you know, you go into the store for one thing and then you kind of look around and you're like, oh, let me get this, let me get that, and then you have a full cart by the end of the shopping trip, and like that's not a good way to spend money, because a lot of the time you just end up buying things that you don't need. And like I said, we don't want, you know, to waste money, waste time, and, you know, have our closets be super cluttered. So yeah, if you know that you're only gonna need one thing, try to find it right away so you don't have to like spend unnecessary time looking for other things. So I feel like one thing that really helps me is that if I'm on a budget and if I need to only spend a certain amount of money, setting a price limit on the items that I want to buy is really helpful. For example, if I go in a store or if I go shopping in general and I'm like, oh, I don't want to spend more than $50 today or more than $30 or whatever the case is, that's really helpful and avoids you buying things that you don't need. You know, sometimes we all, like I've been saying before, you know, you go out and you keep seeing all these things and you're like, I want this, I want that. But it's a matter of, do you need that item versus do you want it? Because yeah, I want a lot of things, but, you know, do I need everything? No. So setting a price limit is definitely helpful with that. You know, if you just tell yourself, hey, I'm not going to spend more than this amount on this item or more than this amount on that item, I think it really helps with keeping yourself in check, keeping yourself on track. And yeah, the only bad side about it, I guess, is that you kind of get limited in the amount of things you can buy and the amount of, you know, options you have. But for the most part, it's a pretty healthy and useful tip to have, to setting your price limit, and that goes with a lot of different things. It doesn't have to be just clothes, you know. You can apply that tip to food, to makeup, to whatever else you're buying. Also, I have a lot of tips to how you can shop smart online as well. I think in the past few years, shopping online has definitely grown into like a phenomenon in a way, because a lot of people have been doing it, and let's face it, it's just simply easier than just going out to the store every single day, you know. So I do have a little bit of tips and tricks to kind of avoid some of the mistakes you can make online, and I'm going to share with you some of the ones that I have. So try not to buy things that you don't know your size. For example, I've shopped at Forever 21 online, and I've also shopped at Forever 21 in store. So I basically know what size fits me, what size I need to get in tops and bottoms, whatever. So since I know since I know what fits me and what size I need to get in real life, that makes it easier for me to buy online, because I just know that I need to order this size or I need to order that size, you know what I mean? Try to shop at the brand, first in store, and kind of try out their items and see what fits you, and then you can go online. My tip number 2 for shopping online is to use any promo codes you can find. A lot of the times you can find them online. I personally haven't been researching or searching it up, but I'm pretty sure that if you do type the brand name and then any promo codes, you should be able to find at least something. And then a lot of the time, a lot of influencers already have a promo code, so even if it's only a couple dollars, it still does help out in the long run. So if you have any promo codes, definitely use those. If you can avoid it, try not to purchase intimate items such as bras and underwear, or swimsuits, or even bodysuits. I have a story to share with you guys. So a few months ago, I bought this bodysuit online from Agassi, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I bought it from there, and when it came in, I didn't like how it fit. It didn't fit right, first of all, even though I got it in my size, but I didn't like how it fit. I didn't like the material, so I was like, okay, let me go and return it. So I went to the store and I was like, hey, can I return this? And they said no, because it's a bodysuit, it's considered an intimate item, and you couldn't return it. So now I'm stuck with this bodysuit that I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to, I could give it away, yes, and I probably will, because I'm never gonna wear it, but it still sucks because it was a waste of money. It wasn't expensive, it wasn't a crazy, amount or anything, but still, it just kind of sucks that you can't return it. And yeah, so stay away from swimsuits, stay away from, bodysuits, I guess. It's better to try those types of things in the store, just so you know how it fits, because you don't want to buy it online and then kind of be stuck with it, because you either have to give it away or you have to resell it, or it's just a lot of hassle. So if you can avoid that, definitely I suggest trying those types of things in store. Kind of manage your time. What I mean by that is to know when the item you're ordering is going to arrive, and most importantly, what time do you need it to arrive, because it just depends on where you're ordering, but a lot of different sites have different shipping times. For example, if you're buying from eBay, or if you're buying from Amazon, or if you're buying from Wish, those types of vendors can have crazy long shipping. You can, especially from Wish, it can take up to 2 or 3 months for you to get your item, and obviously that's not a good thing. So if you need an item right away, I wouldn't suggest shopping online, because one, you never know when that item is actually going to arrive. If you need an item the next day and you order it online, it might not arrive on time. Knowing, when to buy things and when they will arrive is also helpful, because you're going to end up avoiding high shipping costs, because yes, if you need something right away, you can order 1-day shipping or 1 to 2 day shipping or whatever, but that's, that obviously makes the shipping price go way high, and if you don't have to, you shouldn't be paying that money, because why would you? Read reviews. Definitely read reviews. Those are super helpful. Usually you can trust the people that write them. Usually the opinions are honest and truthful, so definitely read reviews when you can. And yeah, that'll be it for my shopping tips. I hope this helped a little bit. I know a lot of the things were common sense, but at the same time, I feel like some people don't think about these things, just because they're so I don't know. I feel like a lot of people just it kind of goes over their head. But I hope this helped a little bit. So yeah, thanks for watching.